All right, so let me get started by saying good evening. It is November 20th and it is 10:23. I'm Teddy and you are listening to Night Talk. Well, if this was going to be a D, there could be many. D for this judge is done. D for is it dismissed or what? There's just so much. This judge leaving, she ruled three things. One, the first on sanctions, equally applied for both plaintiff and defendant. This judge was just at the point where she just looked at everything, even if there was something. she just, well, let me tell you what she did. All right. And I'm not about to argue with the judge. I said I accept whatever the judge, whatever she rules. What are you going to do about it? All right, so let me go. This first one was ECF 111, and it is called Order Imposing Sanctions on Plaintiff Sabrina Evans and Defendant Danielle Robertson. I'm not going to read the 11 pages. I'm just going to go to the point, because what she does is she reviews each response and explains, and then she gets down to page number. On page number 8, section 3, it's sanctions. I will read you this part. The judge wrote, this is the district judge, Levy. Yes, Judith E. Levy. Section 3 says, in the court's order to show cause, it listed possible sanctions such as monetary sanctions payable to the court, a prohibition on future filings until the monetary sanction is paid to the court, requiring an in-person hearing regarding failure to follow court orders, and revoking the parties' pro se electronic document upload privileges, which would require them to file documents either by mail or by hand delivery. ECF number 106, page ID 2264. So she's laying out the possible sanctions. Next, the court finds that an appropriate sanction at this time is to revoke plaintiff and defendant's pro se electronic document upload privileges for this case. That's the entire case moving forward. For all filings related to this case, 2413435, ED Michigan, plaintiff and defendant must file documents by mail or by hand delivery to the clerk's office. The court believes that revoking plaintiff and defendant's pro se electronic document upload privileges will remind the parties to be appropriately careful and intentional with their filings to the court, and that such filings must be truthful and not waste the court's time. The court will not impose monetary sanctions or require the parties to attend an in-person hearing at this time. However, in the event that a future filing contains fictitious citations, the court will impose additional sanctions, including but not limited to monetary sanctions of $100 per brief with fictitious citations. The stricken briefs with citations, then she spells all the numbers out, will remain stricken. Plaintiff, in her response to the order to show cause, requests leave to file corrected versions of her stricken filings. She numbers them. The bottom line is that the judge is not going to allow additional filings and or corrections. They will remain stricken. Okay. Also, the time has expired for plaintiff to file these documents. Her objection to Judge Stafford's order, ECF number 74 is 75, in response to defendant's objections, ECF number 82, the court declines to extend the time for plaintiff to file these documents because of not demonstrated good cause for an extension. Conclusion. For these reasons, or for the reasons set forth above, plaintiff and defendant pro se electronic document upload privileges are revoked for this case. The parties are warned that future violations of the court's order will result in additional sanctions. Plaintiff's request for leave to file corrected versions of her stricken filings denied. ECF number 107 is so ordered. Today's date, Judge Judith E. Levy, United States District Judge, certified. All right, so that was ECF 111. Let me just pause for a moment. Because that has, that impacts for the entire case. This judge is, this district judge, it's like right before Thanksgiving, she's done, just clean it all up. I'm sanctions. She ruled on adopting the report and recommendations by the magistrate judge. Now, whether or not that means the case moves forward, I'm just going to read what that part, but there's still, in my mind, an ECF 77 outstanding with response from my 104 to a motion to dismiss, but listen to this, okay? Let's go to ECF 112 or 112. Order adopting report and recommendations. This is 3 pages, so I will read it. Before the court is Magistrate Judge Elizabeth A. Stafford's report and recommendations recommending the court set aside the clerk's entry of default and to grant in part and deny in part defendants' motions to dismiss, ECF number 2839. So that was the defendant's original motions she made to dismiss. All right. By the way, this is the United States District, Eastern District of Michigan, Southern Division District Court, plaintiff versus defendant in the case of 24-13435. Judith E. Levy, United States District Judge and Magistrate Judge Elizabeth A. Stafford. I continue. The parties were required to file specific written objections, if any, within 14 days of service, Federal R Civil P 72B2 ED, Michigan LR 721D. No objections were filed, and that's because both parties submitted objections to Judge Stafford, but both filings were stricken and are not part of the record for the reasons set forth in the court order to show cause. ECF number 106, page ID 2257, striking ECF numbers 79 and 93. Ouch. Let me continue. The court has nevertheless carefully reviewed the report and recommendation and concurs in the reasoning and results. Accordingly, the report and recommendation, ECF number 75, is adopted. Defendant Daniel Robertson's motion to set aside default, ECF 28, is granted, and Defendant Robertson's motion to dismiss, ECF number 2839, are granted in part and denied in part. Evans' remaining claims are: 1, copyright infringement stemming from the use of Evans' likeness; 2, defamation stemming from Robertson's alleged post about Evans' professional misconduct, false reports to police, and posts including body cam footage; and cyberbullying. Number 3, which is cyberbullying and harassment stemming from Robertson's post about Evans' divorce. That's just one example, but she's got cyberbullying and harassment, ECF number 75, page ID 825. It is so ordered, Judith E. Levy. That is the United States District Judge. Now, I'm not certain, 100% sure, if by her adopting ECF 75, if that does anything to ECF 77, which was the renewed motion to dismiss after ECF 75 was, let's see, the report and recommendations were put on the docket for the district judge to review. And so ECF 77, it came during the time when there was 77, 78, 82, and then the 83, 84, 85, these exhibits and these objections, but the majority, the major parts were struck. Likewise, whether or not, because I was given an order to respond separately to ECF 77, for which I did on November the 5th. The judge, in my mind right now, has not ruled on that unless there is, again, I don't know. I'm going to have to consult with a legal on this. Whether the district judge adopting the report and recommendation, because it says in part and granted in part and denied in part, and then spells out specific ones that counts that went forward. Okay. Whether or not I am still at, at risk of the judge coming back and still ruling on the 3 surviving counts, because the defendant filed this ECF 77, then filed just the other day, at the beginning of the week, this ECF 109 to extend the time to reply to my response to the motion to dismiss and to argue a proposed reply that would, I'll just say, augment their ECF motion to dismiss ECF 77, if that makes sense. Okay. I don't have any notes written in front of me. There's a lot of numbers. There's a lot to recall here, but I can't say exactly. Okay, but let me continue. Okay. Let's see. I finished that one. Yeah, it's so ordered, dated November 20th, 2025. So, because there were no objections that survived because they were stricken, and Judge Levy looked at everything, I think she made this ruling today. Okay. So, sanctions, ruling on report and recommendations, that de novo period, boom, done. It's like, I said these rulings were going to come. I said she's getting ready to, make some rulings. I thought so because of the holiday short week coming up. She doesn't, this is my thought, just get all of this moved off her docket as far as to, come back and deal with after the holidays. This judge is wanting to move this either forward or make decision on the remainder, and just no more playing around, no more back and forth, no more with either plaintiff, defendant. It's just she has dropped the hammer. Okay, ECF 113, what's that about? Basically, it was the motion for leave to file the exhibit under seal, and it's because the motion and the motion to strike defendant, let's see, order denying as moot plaintiff's motion for leave to file under seal and denying plaintiff's motion to strike 97 because it was already struck. So I think that's the one. But let me just read how many. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Okay. Let me just go to, is 6 pages. Conclusion. Section 3. For the reasons set forth above, plaintiff's motion for leave to file an exhibit under seal, ECF number 88, is denied as moot because the filing that depended on that exhibit was stricken, so it's moot. Okay. And plaintiff's motion to strike 2 filings by defendant is denied in part as moot and denied in part. Okay. Again, for similar reasons, whether or not, I'm not sure. Let me see. If I go to, let's see if ECF 97 is still. ECF 93. So ECF 97 was my motion to strike filings. Plaintiff's motion to strike filings. ECF numbers 93, 94. Let me see if either of those are still up. '93 was stricken. '94, I think that's still up. Oh, but no ruling has been made on it. It was the defendant's motion for leave to reinstate Exhibit 83 and to submit video evidence in support of defendant's protective order requests. I don't know what that, I didn't really read. I don't think 83 is coming back in. Okay. So I don't know, to be exact. Also, yeah, the judge, she didn't say that we couldn't no longer use strikes, but that there were so, you know, on both parts. Yeah, especially in the beginning. Well, maybe midway and recently, I've been filing motion to strike as well as the defendant. The judge, this district judge who is now coming in, after or during this de novo period and making these rulings, it appears that, as I said, we're getting ready to move into a different, this is going to be entirely different. Now, I don't know. I really can't say that the final ruling on motion to dismiss was made with this. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Coming back. Mhm. So, as I was saying, that I'm not certain if by the district judge adopting the report and recommendations, she adopted them in full, what the magistrate judge recommended, but that was on 28 and 39, the initial motion to dismiss. So I don't know on the renewed motion to dismiss. I know that she's not going to entertain. She's not going to rehash, I think was her words, and I'd have to look it up. She's not going to rehash the defendants, I think, on jurisdiction. Like she's moved past that. And the defendant is now arguing before 109 in the wait a minute. Yes, so in 77, failed to state a claim. I'm not looking at it. And there were 3 prongs: jurisdiction, failure to state a claim, and there was also another part of jurisdiction. So, and then the defendant just came this week and wanted to, I'm going to say, expand that. Okay. And they were supposed to, the deadline before it was extended was Wednesday. And on Wednesday, this ruling hadn't come down that no electronic filing. All right. Now, the filing, if they haven't filed tonight, and even if they filed tonight, it's on the books that they can't electronically file. Okay. So they need to mail that in either tonight or tomorrow. And the deadline is tomorrow, but this just came down today. So I don't know, again, there's things that I just don't know. If that were the case for me, whether or not, if I mailed something and it's postmarked, whether or not that's the deadline, or if I meet the deadline because it gets mailed, or if it needs to arrive to the court on the deadline. Okay. Either way, I think what the judge is saying, this is just my opinion, that the judge is like, she went for, taking away the privilege for both of us for electronic filing. That means no last minute, no filing at midnight, none of that. It's like she just took all that away. No late, no delays, no, just get it in. It's like, gotta think from this point moving forward, planning, being accurate, everything. Like, no more excuses, none of it. Nobody. She's, again, I don't know what the final ruling, but it appears that this judge, District Judge Levy, she is like, okay, she manages her docket and she just did a big full sweep. She just swept it all. And she's ready to get down to whatever we need to do in her next decision, which, if she's going to make a decision on motion to dismiss, either way, I mean, if that's a separate one, which in my mind it is, that's going to come soon. Because what she did today is she cleared the path. She cleared the path and she sent a clear signal. Now, I'm the plaintiff and I'm talking like this. So I know it applies. I'm mature, I'm older. I see what I see, right? So again, this is my opinion. She just did a full sweep, managed her docket, said, Thanksgiving, I'm not going to be drinking my wine or whatever she celebrates, whatever, carrying this over. No, and it's not just My case, this is a district judge. She has criminal cases and civil cases. This is a federal court. No more. Okay. And the magistrate judge, she's still on the case. She's not going nowhere. But it was all this pretrial. And this has been 11 months. And this case is moving forward. It's like I said, I just have to, I can't, I don't know yet. I don't know what I don't know. Okay. All I can report on tonight or say is what's in the docket. I said yesterday or last night and the night before, I know where I'm going. It's just like I send certain things, about this and looking at, what's on tap here and what's being written in these filings, from the defendant, myself, how I'm responding, and how I need to allocate my time as well. Okay. It's getting ready to get serious. It's serious. I said it was going to get serious. Not getting ready. For this judge, it's serious. And there, by her removing, that's for me too. By her removing that privilege to electronically file, okay? Number one, the court closes at 4:30, I believe. At 4:30. I think it's like open at 8:30 to 4:30, something like that. So if a deadline or a date is, on a Tuesday, it's Tuesday at 4:30, not Tuesday at midnight. And that gave, even me, I filed after 8:00, get home and, finish up or be at the library or wherever doing, think, oh, gee, I got that extra, a little bit more time. No. That extra time on the end of the day is gone. And yeah, has to either be mailed or walk it down to the court. And if somebody isn't here in Michigan, I'm here in Michigan, so I'll be driving mine down to the court. Okay. I don't know. There might be things I'll mail if it's something, that I can respond to early. But imagine mailing, just think out loud. I'm thinking out loud. 300 pages. 300 pages, not back and front. 300 pages. That's heavy. 200 pages. Heavy. 100 pages. FedEx it. Cost. Even mailing it. Every time. That means when this is just my opinion, she went for that. So that's going to probably cut down. Oh, it's going to cut down to me for everything. Any frivolous filing. That's what she's saying. Okay, This electronic filing system has been available to both parties. And when they think about it, they can just file. And, the docket is just getting so heavy with these filings. I think she is D for done. She is D for done with all of this. Mhm. And anything moving forward, it's like I'm going to be double checking, triple checking, double check, citations. Yeah. Make sure they exist, make sure that they apply, because it's not that they just exist, but they have to be quoted right if they're quoted, and they have to apply to the case, you know. So even though we're pro se, or anyone who's pro se, the court, in the beginning gives a little leniency and understands, well, you're not a lawyer. I've been in this for 11 months. Can you imagine what my bill would be like right now? Mhm. I said, I've got to get it over the line. Mhm. It would have been absolutely beneficial and prudent if I wanted to spend all that money, right? I've never done this before as a pro se, never. So this is a learning curve. I know more now than I knew in January of this year. Mhm. I do. Mhm. But there's been some, you know, some pit stops and falls too. Right. Yeah. So, yes, I have learned a lot from this case. And what I said in the very beginning, when I first filed my case and I first shared it with all of you who were with me, and now more of you who have learned, I said that this is going to be a process. I don't know everything that is involved, but I want to be heard. And I said that. I want to be heard, and I want to get at the truth. I want to be heard. I want justice, because the things that were done to me were actually done to me. I'm not imagining these things. And what I didn't understand in the beginning, jurisdiction, even if you have claims, you have to have jurisdiction, or the court has to have jurisdiction over the defendant to, to bring it in. And that's been the biggest part of this fight, is getting this individual served and jurisdiction, because without both, it's it's you know it's just not going to take off. I was just going to say DOA. And that's just true. And that's true. So I said I'd give you an update. We've got the update on that. And also, I didn't realize. So, sanctions, yes, the judge has, the court has all kinds of sanctions that she's already reviewed. I didn't realize not only pro se that there have been lawyers, these are lawyers who get sanctions, fines. Oh my goodness. If the lawyers can't get it right, yes, that's no excuse. But if lawyers are getting sanctions and fines and their files, their briefs are being stricken, just thrown out. Imagine paying a lawyer $500 an hour and it gets thrown out. You know what I'm saying? A brief that they're representing you and the judge throws it out. Woo! I did not know. Sharon says lawyers are being sanctioned. Yes, they are. Left and right over Chat GPT. You know what? It's like, is it good or is it bad? Jeez. Mm. Even the judge said in one of the, her rulings file that the lawyers and these, are relying on the Chat GPT, do research and do, along with, of course, they've got clerks, they've got, employees, they've got other lawyers and all of that. But this tool is being used, but it has to be checked. Boy, we're getting an eye-opening here. Chat GPT needs to get it checked. I don't care if you're using Chat GPT, if you're using Gemini. There's a lot of tools out here. And yes, it can be, and it is useful. And it's like this. I use train a lot. The AI train, Chat GPT, and all the rest. It has left the station. It's no pulling back. Our country is going to be spending billions of dollars to compete with China, Russia, all of these different countries, and we want to be the leader in AI. All right? So it's here to stay. This is what it is. But it comes also with, this is the where more people have this and people are relying. As a matter of fact, just the other day, it was cloud. I can't, it's like the application that checks to make sure that you, before you log onto an application, it verifies if you're a robot, if you're a human. Well, that went down for a few hours. And guess what? It took out Chat GPT. It took out X. It took out a lot of applications that people rely on. And do you know that there were so many people at work throughout this country who are calling in saying, I can't get on Chat GPT. I can't do my work. Well, what happened? Oh my goodness. Before Chat GPT. I mean, some people were actually frozen. Yes. So it's kind of like, not for my generation, but for this generation. I'm talking about I keep saying the kids, so I'm talking. It's like them having their calculator. Yeah. That's how they look at it. It's just part of it, that they really won't have to know everything. Not like we would look up things in a library. I mean, really look them up and research. But it is like, no, I can go to Chat GPT and turn in my research paper or do this and that. So some aren't even really learning how to. I would date myself if I said the Dewey Decimal System. They really wouldn't know because there is no going to a card catalog to look something up. What's a book? What do you mean a book? You can read it online. We used to think that was whoa. I mean, you're never going to get. I hope we don't get rid of books, but um, they certainly don't have to know as much. Yeah, because that's what it's going to be. They're already using, you know, robotic technology to help in surgery. Yes. So, but it has to be guided by a human being, of course, a doctor, but it does um there are some real benefits. There are some huge benefits. And the benefits outweigh the the drawback of it too. So that's where we're going. That's where we are. Mhm. Oh yeah, pharmacists obsolete. Can you see that? Because yeah, just scan a prescription and robotics can pick the prescription, fill the prescription, have it ready for you, and boom. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of jobs that are going to be replaced and are getting replaced. Yeah. I mean, we saw it years ago when we thought, oh, you pick up a telephone. I mean, that's old, right? Pick up a telephone. And you used to get a real person all the time on the end of the line. And now, whether you're ready or not, it's automated. And it can be very frustrating because, they have those commercials where someone is talking to an automated system and the automated system is saying something like, you it's great. It's what it is. Yeah. The new technology phenomena. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. So anyway, coming back to this. Uh yeah, tomorrow's Friday. And pre Thanksgiving big shopping weekend for folks who they're going to be cooking and doing all that. Yeah. And a busy week, short week for many people next week. Holiday coming up, Black Friday coming up. And yeah, we've moved into this weekend, really will take us into the full holiday season. Yeah. Time to play Christmas music and do all of that. And to take a break. Yeah. Not now. No. Yeah. So, wow. I don't know. I don't know, but I've got to deal with these new restrictions. So we adjust. hmm And yeah. So let me read some of your comments. I'm kind of looking at them quickly and then we'll wrap things up. I've been on for, have I been on that long? Have I been live for a couple of hours? Really? Or maybe I'm just looking at this I'm looking at this red light and it has live. Oh, okay. 52 minutes and 22. So I'm like, what is that? Okay. 51 minutes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So let me just look at your comments. You can email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. I don't even know if I said hello to everybody. I just jumped right in. And yeah, shout out to the mob, all my other bears, like all the grizzly and the honey bears. I probably said it and just wanted to, you know, get through this. Yeah. Time flies when it's good news. Well, this is kind of a mix of this is reality here. Yeah. And I don't know. I still don't know fully. I don't know. But if that's any indication, I'm not going to. I don't know unless I know yet. So I've got to make um a call and get some clarification from somebody legal to see what it all means. Yeah. Okay. So let's go up and see. And this okay, let me read your comments. 'Cause getting ready to go. I cannot I can't jump, you know, the gun. Email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. To my moderators, baby Juju and Vicky Black. Great that you're here. We got Fiva, old school. Says, no, it's not dismissed. Um, uh, the R&R, but what does that mean for ECF 77? Is that still Jeopardy at Jeopardy? I don't know. So I actually don't know. Okay. I don't. Um, let's see who else. Sharon, Kai Kitchen. Let's see, Polly. Hey, Polly, much love. You say docket 112. Yes, docket 112. I understand the judge wants to go forward on numbers 1, 2, and play. 3. Mhm. Let's see, you're doing great. Thanks. I think we all saw this coming. Probably meant, yeah. When here come the judge, the district judge. She's like, oh, okay, she's gonna manage her docket. Let's see. The judge stated to use 3 other things instead of strikes. She just took that electronic filing. That's a big one. That's a big one because that controls. It's like if somebody pays $400, well, you pay $400, right? For some people, I mean, it's money, but it's $400, right? It's not the entire case. She took away electronic privileges filing for the rest of the case. Yeah. It's not like you're paying $400 for the rest of the, it's once one and done and hope you don't make any more mistakes. Yeah. And no more. This is a caution on both ends. Yeah. At least for me. Filing anything, strike in all of it. It's like, okay, put my head down. Let's just keep going. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at your comments, seeing what I can read. It was encouraging to me, but I'm still reading and I'm still petty. Okay. Oh, the inference. Well, the judge is managing all of that. And you know what? Like I said, they could have filed yesterday electronically. hmm And they won't be able to say, well, I know you're listening. If they decide to file tonight and sneak it in, I don't, you know what? For, from what I understand, if that's taken away, I think it's electronically. Like you can't. I don't even think you can sneak it in with. I think that has to be turned on or turned off, like for your access to electronic filing. Again, I'm not certain. Yeah, but I think that can be controlled. hmm Yeah. So that means starting today. That means starting when she, yeah. That means anything that I was going to respond to, yeah, don't get that extra time. So I got to be, um, yeah, on it. hmm let's see. Defendant, you can say defendant, plaintiff. She did this judge. She just cleared the deck. She just did. Okay, so you went to the library and you did the okay on this part. I see this over here. I'm just everybody, everybody across the board. She just, she's just, yeah, that's the way it is. Lisa, I don't, you know what? I don't know what this judge has seen, but apparently I know the magistrate judge has made comments of what she has seen. You know, at least somebody has checked in over on the YouTube and made a comment or, yeah, about, you know, when something was uploaded. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, the judges peeping what's going on. Yeah. hmm Oh, yeah. hmm You know, they gotta walk it in. I don't know. They could have a courier email it to some. I don't know how that will all go. You know, just kind of like the California dreaming. Um, yeah, you can have someone. You know, it's just like if you can mail something, you can have a courier service deliver. Yeah, but you've got to get the documents to the courier service. Well, you know, with electronics, you know, you can fax, you can email, and so that can be done. Yeah, it just costs money. Well, it all costs money. hmm Yeah. So I have used, you know, FedEx quite a bit since I've, you know, been involved in this case, and it costs a lot of money. hmm Yeah, 14 $20 a package or something. It adds up quickly, and um, printing out hard copies, and that's what they're going to be. hmm Because it can't be electronic to the court. It's going to be hard copies to the court. Yeah, so they gotta be printed. Mm-hmm. And try that. Um, and plus, you know what that does? I kind of thought about it earlier, but it takes away like printing in color. Like you could transmit everything online electronically. And when you read everything, you saw it in color, right? That's how you know it was electronically filed if there were like images. Or now it's going to be black and white. Yeah, even if you take, submit a color photograph or something on part of your file, they make copies. They give a copy to the judge in the chambers so they can read it, but they upload, make a copy and it's uploaded in black and white. At least everything that I started, in the beginning taken down, it was all black and white, even if it was color. Yeah. So I don't like black and white as much when it comes to, the images, but it's not going to have much of a choice. All right. What else? Who else? Oh, yeah. There's going to be, yeah, they'll still be filing for to remain anonymous. Well, that's already, yeah. Mm, the last thing was the judge stayed. They were supposed to reveal themselves identity on the 4th. I think it was the 4th of November. 3rd, maybe 3rd of November. I can't remember the date. I think it was 3rd. And that was stayed. That wasn't like, no, that's never going to happen. It was stayed. That's, yeah. So I don't know. Astronomical. Not to mention the psychological damage. Oh, yeah. What's gone on. That's right. And what has happened? Didn't mean to get it this way. Hands on legal. Yeah. Some. These judges are human. Yeah, they see everything that's going on. Mhm. Yeah, I know. 3 things on the docket today. Again, I don't know. I don't know how some of this goes. I really don't. We're gonna find out. They've been served electronically, email, and we were waiting on the question of jurisdiction. Mhm. I'm looking. Anything else? Let's see. Yeah, probably. Um, just scanning. Who is Lisa? Lots of comments. Yeah, it's 11:30, almost. We put in our hour. Time flies. It does. Oops, stop. Oh, I don't think they're worried about the money. I heard them say they got plenty of that. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I could say something. All right. I think we're done. I think we're done for tonight. It's Thursday. It's it is waiting for the clock to turn. It is just about 11:30. Mm-hmm. Let me check my email, and then I'll come back and wrap this up. I think we're good. Let's see. We are? Yes, we are. All right. Again, to my moderators, Baby Juju, Vicky Black, thank you so much for supporting this channel and the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. Biggest bear hugs go out to all of you. But now it's time to say goodnight. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.